It looks like somebody is getting under their skin. The liberal media is lobbing some vicious smears against Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley. Whoopi Goldberg bashing the governor over her age.
New generation. You're 51. What are you talking about? But it's not a new generation. She may be younger than most of those people, but her rhetoric is the same. She's saying the same BS.
And right on cue, an MSNBC guest trying to link her to, you guessed it, white supremacy.
To quote Zora Neale Hurston, not all skin folk are kinfolk. Nikki Haley instead is the Dinesh D'Souza of Candace Owens. She's the alpha Karen with brown skin. And for white supremacists and racists, she's the perfect Manchurian candidate.
But Haley isn't letting the attacks get her down.
I have had this all my life. When I was first elected governor, there were some minority Democrats that said she's not a minority, she's just a conservative with a tan. They will come at me with everything, but none of that phases me. If my age is all they have, it means we're winning.
You know, Greg, I'm going to come to you on this. I think you're the resident expert on what bad people would say.
Very, very much so.
Are terms like racist and white supremacy, are they kind of overplayed to the point they don't matter anymore?
Well, I'll tell you what, my sources in the white supremacist movement tell me they're very upset because, once again, minorities are stealing their jobs. So, because they called her a white supremacist. My God, the silence there was just brutal. I think no one in that MSNBC segment should feel proud of what just went on in there, because you have to understand, whether you're having this argument or not, you are talking about pigment. It's like when she said, "I'm a conservative with a tan." It's like that sounds pretty, funny and humorous, but they're actually saying, she's basically a racist with a tan because she's a conservative. They end up in this spot where they know when he was saying that, you could tell. It wasn't just untrue, it was also unbelievable. It was like you could see on their faces that here's a nice lady who's done a lot with her life, right? She's become a governor, she's raised a family, she's a good person, and you're on TV basically saying this. It's not true. You could say the same thing, and I won't say this about these MSNBC hacks, that their brown skins allow them to profit on MSNBC by telling their vulnerable viewers that everybody's racist. Well, I won't say that.
You wouldn't do that.
I would not do that. I would not do that.
I know you would not do that.
No, I would never do that, because that would be going down to their level.
Yeah.
I won't do that. And I hate all of you for not getting my joke.
Pierce, it's not my fault. I'm from Georgia. I don't get most jokes. Okay? I'm still mastering the English language.
I'm from Britain. Nobody gets any of our jokes at all, ever.
We live in a world where identity characteristics like race and gender are something that can be applauded in one person, say Kamala Harris, because of their beliefs, but something you can attack someone like Nikki Haley, who's arguably more impressive.
An alpha Karen with brown skin. I mean, just think about that sentence and how offensive that is. Yep. And also how easily offended they are by anything even resembling a sentence like that. So once again, it's the double standards and hypocrisy of the woke brigade. But there's also this extraordinary attack on Nikki Haley for her age. First of all, Don Lemon. Nothing against him other than he stole my office at CNN when I left and called me a racist over Meghan Markle. Other than that, I have nothing against him. And I wish him all the best this week with his comeback. But him mocking Nikki Haley for her age when he's about 6, 7 years older, but also missing the point. I checked this today. You'll be pleased with my research, I think. I checked out the age of every American president in history. If Nikki Haley was to win, she would be in the top third youngest presidents America's ever had. She would be 6 years younger than George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, and a year younger than Abraham Lincoln. So if we're going to start saying that women of her age are over the hill, past their prime, Whoopi Goldberg giving it large about it. It's like, Whoopi, if anyone's past their prime, it's someone who's still got a job on a TV show, having said publicly twice now that the Holocaust wasn't about racism.
Well, speaking of...
So, I mean, I just find the way they go after people so ludicrous. Yeah. Anyway, that's my answer.
Speaking of, I wanted to say this for an hour. Judge, speaking of women who are in their prime, I don't know a woman in my career that's been more successful than you. You're a pioneer in your career. Is this type of attack something that it comes with the territory when it comes to being a successful conservative woman?
Well, I mean, at this point, you know, being a woman is not that unusual. I mean, but years ago when I started, and yes, I think I'm certainly, I'll leave the number alone. But
you're nowhere near your prime.
Oh, thank you.
Every time I do this show, you're better than the last time. You're rocketing towards your prime, as opposed to Don Lemon, who's rocketing the other way.
But for me, there was always criticism. There was always criticism because I was a woman, because, you know, I was of Lebanese descent. They said I had my roots deep in the Arab world. I was like, no, we're Phoenicians, but whatever. But the truth is, these people do not believe what they're saying. They're alleging that Nikki Haley uses her brown skin as a weapon against poor brown folk. I mean, they make this stuff up. I don't know how they even live with themselves, except maybe, as Greg's saying, they just are trying to make money.
It's a profit model.
It is a profit model. And what you do is you just steel yourself up against them. You ignore them, and you just do better than they do, and you win in the end.
I don't know, though. You know, the thing is, the worst thing... Okay, there were two things that were said today about Nikki Haley. Which one is worse? You're past your prime, or you're a white supremacist. Obviously, being called a white supremacist is the worst thing. I don't think you ever let anybody off for that. I think the reason why CNN was imploded in the last couple of years is because of that. Because there were people that were tired of being called racist by CNN, and their viewers were like, screw you. They gave them the finger. They're gone. I mean, CNN's implosion happened because they opened the doors to their dismissal. Once you start calling people, like, there's no more formidable enemy than the falsely accused.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dana, real quick, this is a pretty easy question. This is probably good for her moving forward, is it not?
Oh, she should get fruit baskets for every single one of them.
Yeah.
And I do think, did you guys ever do Mad Libs?
Yes.
Okay, so the insults that they were lobbying at her seemed to me like just like a Mad Lib thing, because they're calling this woman who was the governor who took down the Confederate flag in South Carolina, which was not easy.
Exactly.
A white supremacist? It's absurd. And there's a debate about, you know, should you get into a contest early? And one of the reasons is because you have to staff up, you got to raise money, you got to figure out a way to be in the news every day. It's not easy to stay. They have helped her be in the news every single day, so she should have sent him one of those edible flowers. What are those things?
Edible flowers are disgusting.
No, you know, the fruit basket that looks like flowers. What's that called?
I don't know.
Edible arrangement. Thank you, producer.
All right.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.